Righty, so what may go down as our most abstract cold opening ever? All I have is Magdalena and Co. turn peaks. Mitchell is waiting for owls. Desmond is tall and helps to get things on shelf. J. Vernon Pentecost on radio. The voles are not what they seem. Would you like to be Mitchell, Desmond, Magdalena, J. Vernon Pentecost?
I'll be Mitchell and Desmond.
Okay, good. And action.
Okay, did you see that one then?
Oh, yes.
Did you see it?
Oh, yes, I did.
I don't think that was an owl. I think that was just your run-of-the-mill raccoon.
I think
winged raccoon.
I think it was a blibble watch.
Who are you?
Exactly.
Very quiet.
I'm your wife.
Oh yeah, you're the wacky one. You sound quite reserved today.
I'm just taking a mogadon.
Oh good. Finally.
I've just shot up a horse tranquilizer.
So you're finally taking the advice of unbacking.
That's my new thing.
Desmond, could you reach my owl binoculars off that shelf, please? Aye, I can. Here you go, brother. Put the radio on. Madge, Delena.
Okay, I can't move.
She's boring on these tranquilizers, isn't she?
I can't move. My head's in bits. I don't think these are my legs.
Which ones? You got about 30.
None of them are mine. None of them are mine. The legs belong to everyone.
Desmond, will you put the radio on? Aye, brother. I can't. The radio's on.
The Voles, welcome to Pentecost, J. Vernon, me on the Radio Judgmental Hour. The Voles are not what they seem. Welcome to me, J. Vernon Pentecost on Radio Hour. The Voles are not what they seem. I'm David Bowie. I'm J. Vernon Pentecost on the Radio Hour at Radio Judgmental Hour.
Does anybody else feel super sleepy? Look, all the owls have fallen out of the trees.
Aye.
This is the water and this is the well. Drink full and descend. The horse is the light of the eyes and dark within.
Maude, Blueling Maude Goodman cast. She's a ghost from the Sumsums TV show. She's got twins, Bona and Gara Goodman, who've got 17 illegitimate children between them, but not Maude. She's ruined apple pie, but unruined club sandwich. Yeah. She's got unspoken bond with Jasper. She's Maggie Roswell's greatest moment. She's the granddaughter of a four-legged spider woman and a faceless haiku. Maude Flanders podcast, episode 57. Ooh, season 6, episode 5, aka Bongo 5. Who would have thought it?
5 bongos. We're closer to the end of our bongo content than we are to the end of our Maude content.
Well, that's bad news, isn't it?
So we're not real close. We've still got some tat to
speaking of doodly oodly bongo, we're actually just passing through Bongo Springfield oodly doodly.
What, is that a different place?
Oodly doodly, yeah, it's the next town along. Doodly oodly, don't you know out?
That changes a lot.
Oodly, I've got to stop for blooming gasoline, not farts.
That's annoying.
Oh, okay. Will you just wait in the car? I'll be back in less than 60 doodly seconds.
Okay. How are you, Rod and Todd?
Knock, knock, knock.
Hello?
Knock, knock, knock. Oh, wind the window down, laddie.
Wind.
Oh.
Can I help you?
Yes, you can help me. I've only gone and lost my lip gloss.
Are you Bernice Hibbert?
Oh, well, I'm Bonnie's Hibbert, if that's what you mean.
Oh, yes, Nod Flanders.
I'm Bonnie's Hibbert. How do you know my name, laddie?
You look familiar.
Anyway, are you going to F and help me or not?
I've been told to stay in the car, so yes.
Come on, let's go. All right, Bonnies, where did you last see it? Oh, well, it was being held by a tiny little green glowing chap. Do you mean Animate Carbon Todd? I don't know his name. He just stole my lip gloss.
It seems likely. There aren't many other. It could be that little green alien that Homer sees in his mind, but other than that, it's either him or ACT.
All right, anyway, you stay here, Bonnies. We're going to go. All right,
Yeah,
let's
we'll
go
have a
through
wander.
these. Let's first go through the kitchen of this school.
That seems like a good idea.
Oh, you do
To that woman.
All right.
Oh,
What would you like?
are you the cook at this school of Springfield Elementary?
Why, yeah, I am dinner lady Darouche.
Launch Lady Doodoosh. Yeah, what's going on with your eyes, Doodoosh?
They are socially distancing.
Okay, anyway, have you seen a little glowing lad?
One in Pem, one in Scam.
Okay.
I have seen him. The little tosser run through here with some lip gloss and a plot device. Would you like some meat in the form of loaf?
No, thanks. We're going to go into this classroom and see whether this sleepy teacher has seen the Todd.
How about you, regular Todd? Would you like some vegetables?
Yes, please.
Wow.
I'm choking on my ash.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. She's got nothing else to add.
Todd, go back to the car. It's not even Todd. You got a bag over your head. We don't know who you are. Go back to the car, mysterious child.
Okay.
That stranger can look after you.
Yeah.
So, oh, hello, teacher. What you look familiar. What's your name, teacher?
Elizabeth Hoover.
Elizabeth Ouvre, did you say?
Oh, yeah. I'll try that again. I'm Lizzie Hoover.
Lizzie Hoover. Lizzie, have you seen a glowing boy with a plot device?
No, I have Lyme disease.
Oh, good Lord. Did a tick bite you?
Ha ha ha. Did the tick tell you that?
Yes.
Oh, I think we better go and
Hold on.
see the head of this organisation then.
We might as well. You continue to read your Nerves magazine, Lizzie.
All right. See you. I love you.
Knock, knock, knock.
Hello? Come
Hello,
in.
are you the boss of this organisation?
Yes, I'm Headmaster Fleshier.
What's going on with your eyes and your mouth?
They're all also socially distancing. One in Norley, one in Chorley.
That's good. Have you written these down or are you making them up?
No, they're just popular phrases.
I've never heard either of them, but they seem to be quite Wigan specific.
Yeah. If I had a pound for every time someone looks me in the eyes, I'd have 50 pence.
Very good. You obviously your wits have been sharpened over the last few years.
Thanks. Thank you.
All right. Anyway, you clearly don't know anything, right?
I don't know anything about anything.
You seem to be carrying a wolf, so we're going to back away.
It's live.
Let's head out onto the playing field and see whether anyone's out there that can help us. Who's this generic baseball player?
I believe he's called Nails. Talk to Nails.
Nels, have you seen a glowing boy with a bunch of MacGuffins?
Yeah.
Oh, you have? Okay, where did he
Yeah.
go? Where did he go? Because
Over there.
I'm guessing that the 60 seconds that we had is up. I'm really hoping that the masked, hooded man doesn't leave us behind in Bongo Springfield.
He went to Maude's pub.
All right, let's go to Moose Pub then. But first, hello. Good morning and shoddily rendered Maudeclum. Crammed down a subdivision of Carcass Geezer. Brought to you by Jeff Apple Sunderland. Probably. We're still getting the checks, I hope. Sure hope it's all good. All hail
Corporate.
Imperialism. Sponsors. William Charles Snyder. Where is he buried? Fine body, John. William Willie Anderson and his wife Flora arrived in Sardis, BC in 1903. His descendants are buried in individual containers in shared plots, and records are kept for each one so they may be recovered at later.
Pound Bakery. Sponsor. Pound Bakery. Fresh is best. Don't look in our freezers or storerooms. Do not take your eyes away from the red fridge. From freshly made sandwiches through to pies and pasties baked in front of your eyes. People ask, is Pound Bakery owned by Greggs? Has the Pound Bakery closed? Do Sayers exist? Does Pound Bakery do breakfast? The Pound Bakery, wholesale dog treat manufacturer. The Pound Bakery is an all-natural pet treat manufacturer that specializes in limited ingredient dog treats. Our treats are available in our online.
Sponsor Nestle, Pure Life begins now. H2O, H2 hours. We love pandas. Never lay a finger on my sweet peanut butter smothered koala. Those rainforests fell down by themselves. Who skewered a dolphin? Who skewered a dolphin? Porpoise kebab, anyone?
Sideshow Kebab. Sponsor Hugh Laurie, Silly Prince George in Blackadder 3 and Dr. House. House is off his meds, the Hugh Laurie handbook, everything you need to know. https://4z golf k9udomopkl.space. Hugh Laurie, I still love Gregory House and I always will today.
Oh, well, as we continue on our rambling plot, I don't feel we're any closer to finding our MacGuffins and ACT. Can you help us, mysterious, wavy-headed stranger? What are you, Disco Wave?
Yeah, this guy looks insane. He's got like hair, but not. Is that part of his scalp? It's the same as Bart and Lisa, though, isn't it?
Same as Bart and Lisa. It's the original design, but they didn't go with it much after that.
No, this guy, I recognise this guy from quite a few Bongo appearances, but I've never seen him in the other Springfield, so it'd be nice to know who he is. Who are you?
I'm Herbert Simpsomp.
Doe.
I'm the laziest character in Bongo Springfield.
Well, that's quite a feat, considering who lives here.
Don't talk to me about feet. My feet are bloody killing me.
That's a shame. Would you like a seat?
I'm already lying down.
Well, let's solve that problem.
Can you push the seat under my bottom?
No, that's asking a bit much. We don't even know your name.
Do you know out?
I don't know out about now, so no.
All right.
Would you
anyway, let's move on to what looks like. What's your name? Are you Maude Kaching Flampsome?
Yes.
What are you doing the voice? Good.
Yes.
What's going on with your baby?
It's fat.
Really? Tell me more.
He looks like Maggie, but it's
who's
not
Maggie?
Moggy.
You mean Moggy?
My child is also called Bot. I'm tired.
You look tired.
I'm tired.
You got scars all over your face.
Yes, Leopold is my husband.
Is that? It looks like that person next to you is your husband. A kind of Neanderthal version of Huma Somp.
No, that's just a small boy.
Oh, really? Boy, have you seen Animate Carbon Neanderthal boy? Have you seen Animate Carbon Todd?
He can't talk.
All right, who's that woman next to him? She looks a bit like, is she your sister?
Yeah.
What's going on with her eyes?
She's got those green eyes. One in Kit Green, one in March Green. They're the three that I know there aren't anymore.
What about one in Plattwaz, one in Applewaz?
That works. Well, that's fine.
All right. Do you know out? It's taken us a long time. I feel that if we really push it too far, we're going to end up getting stranded in this godforsaken hole hell.
We'll ask this woman, Sulma, with your sort of different shaped eyes. Have you seen anything?
You did the voice.
Are you recording me? I told you not to do that. Fine, they're over there by the TV station.
All right, let's go into the TV station, and then we're really going to have to get on with some of this nonsense. Oh, look, it's a bimble wasp man.
Like it's Wasp Man.
Wasp man.
See?
What? Nice one. Get out! Get out! What?
Well, he's not very useful, is he?
Get out, or I'll kill you. Have you seen a get out?
He just stabbed me with a small wasp-like needle.
Yeah, I've started to swell in all kinds of various areas. Anyway, let's sit down here and have a rest and have a look at 2 Maude for the Torium. We're now regretting the length of time that it takes to do these, but we're going to do them.
Yes.
This is from the Escapist magazine. The link no longer works, so I don't know who wrote it. Thunderous cacophony. I'd always thought of Maude and Flanders being the two sides of religious fundamentalism that the showrunners wanted to make fun of. Ned was a pushover, so determined to live up to his ideals of non-violence that he barely had a spine, while Maude was the wrath and judgment of those who know how people should be living their lives. The worst interpretations of the New and Old Testaments, respectively. Aardvark man. It was pretty obvious from early seasons onwards that Maude is supposed to be mean-spirited.
Bara no Hime. Yeah, I actually thought that that was the point of the Saint Maud stuff, that she was a fairly awful person, but her death and Ned's devastation over it forces everyone to pretend she was a better person, if only for Ned's sake.
King Jackal, as for this, I guess we all know no one ever speaks ill of the dead, but I wouldn't call Maude a horrible person. She just didn't really have a personality. She was just another one of Springfield's ignorant masses. At the very least, she seemed like a loving wife and a mother in that sickeningly sweet 50s housewife sort of way. She was the archetype Marge was created to parody, but played straight to act as a foil. Of course, she was going to be a part of the Think of the Children rabble. What else would she do?
Me? It's interesting that her death happened at around the time that Ned became more of a stereotypical, intolerant Christian Bundy. Perhaps he was picking up on the slack that Maude dropped. As Rod and Todd said in one episode, we think you need to find a new mommy.
Fat Hippo, have you ever seen the episodes? Maude is very much framed as a villain in the sense of being mean-spirited by the writers of the show, not by Movie Bob. Though there is no denying that the left-leaning political tendencies of The Simpsons are closer to Bob's than not, your beef is still with the creators of The Simpsons for making fun of people with views contrary to their own, which they do constantly and is actually an important part of the show, which isn't really something to be condemned, as every show has a right to hold a political agenda and doesn't need to cater to anyone else's view.
First, I am impressed Bob didn't get into a whole thing about killing off Maude Flanders to add more character depth to Ned and the boys. Second, who's Bob? We'll get on to that. Second,
Movie Bob is a popular YouTube film critic.
I see.
Is he racist?
Second, maybe. I thought she meant sideshow. Second, Bob left out the parts of Maude's personality that, compared to Marge, made her more progressive and accepting of others' differences. She wouldn't have led the protest of Michelangelo's David if Marge didn't get the protest train rolling on Itchy and Scratchy. And now, protesting things she didn't understand is the closest thing Marge has to a steady job. Sure, Maude helped lead the charge on the burlesque house, but she was swayed by the song and dance number like everyone else in the mob, but Marge wasn't. Revel of joy. Thanks a lot, Marge. That was our only burlesque house. Also, as one of the investorettes, teaming up with the other women to make oodles of money sounds rather feminist to me. There's a little asterisk, probably to cover his back. And they all voted to kick Marge out for being her usual wet blanket self.
Wow, I am not making Marge sound like a positive role model. And she's still a caricature of people who are like that. Personally, I don't lean like that either. But being cool with someone dying just because their views aren't like my own. I didn't shed a tear for the founder of the West Baptist Church dying, but I didn't take that in joy either.
I also summarised what I said considering the recent actions of the SGWs versus MRAs online fiasco, and where Bob was criticising, parentheses, justifiable, said scumbags who were a part of that whole toxicity. Maude may not be real, but Sarah Palin, Michelle Bachmann, and the Gop Moms still are. Gop Moms. I think the core of what he was pointing out is that in death, Maude was given a hero's tribute and treatment, despite being quite the villain in reality.
Yeah, it would have been better if we had the original article and not just the comments off the blog. But
I prefer this.
I do prefer this. But it took us a while to get to the point where Maude was given a hero's treatment despite being quite the villain.
I would thoroughly agree with this. I agree with everything except for what King Jackal said, I believe. She didn't really have a personality. She was just another one of Springfield's ignorant masses. I would say she has a mild whiff of a personality at the very least. And I don't know, ignorant masses kind of does fit, actually. I was going to defend that they're not ignorant, but it's hard to do that when they repeatedly show ignorance.
It's a mob mentality. That's the go-to joke. Do they still do that?
Yes, they do. Probably more so than ever now, post COVID. There's a lot of mob mentalities to be mocking. So I think Springfield's probably just as quick to turn against people. Everybody all around, look at this man.
So that's it.
The first bit is interesting. I don't think we've really considered different kinds of religious views. We've always said Ned and Maude are representing religion, but we've never said that they're representing different kinds of religion. And I agree with this, that they are.
I get that. I think they could have made them both very similar characters. That would have been a form of joke of making them both very, very religious and meek and mild. But by making Maude a little bit more of a feisty, kind of judgmental character, yeah, it gives them a bit more scope until, of course, they instantly killed her off. Spoiler.
Precisely. And Maude is not the female Ned, whereas like Sarah Wiggum is the female Clancy. Luann is sort of the female Kirk. I wouldn't say Helen and Tim are the same, but they kind of are, I don't know, slightly more similar, but more sort of stands apart from Ned.
The thing with Tim and Helen is that Helen's very much like Maude, but Tim is not, he's irreligious, right? He's not really a very pious person, and that's the joke. So their dynamic is kind of different.
Yeah,
we don't really know that much about them.
No, you don't see Helen being religious very often, to be honest, of her own accord.
She's moral, right? She's the moral mass, which is the point of this, right? So Maude Kaching is part of the moral crusade, whereas Neddy he only occasionally does that. I think he did the one with the science thing where he was kind of anti-science, but there's not many other places where he'll use his religion against something.
Yeah, and there's not I can't think of a lot of protesting after Maude dies, to be honest. There definitely is some, but I can't think of who leads it alongside Helen.
So maybe she played more of a part in that than we gave her credit for. We gave her a lot of credit, to be honest.
Like 70 hours.
Welcome to the Maude Flanders Internet Museum Theme Park and Database. Currently, we don't know. It's in another dimension. And here we are, 30 odd minutes in. We might want to get to some content. Today, Bongo. So to give us a bit of context, Zaz.
I picked 6 pretty short ones, and I sort of focused on some of the worst Maudes I could find this time, with the last one as an exception, and kind of the first was an exception. The 4 in the middle are definitely 4 that I picked because they are badly drawn Maudes.
First one is a face-forward Maude. We're lucky.
It is. Also, I'll preface this with, I had a list of Bongo Maudes all ready to go, and then I decided to, I think it was the Poochie one, getting that Poochie stuff for Cast 10. I found like an undocumented Maude within that Bongo comic, so it made me go back and check more, and quite a few of these bad Bongos came from that double checking, including this very first Maude appearance in the Bongo cast.
I would say that you are now the world's expert on Maude Bongo appearances.
Most likely. But yeah, this is a very first Bongo appearance.
Okay. What episode is this? Oh, what issue?
I believe it's issue 4.
Interesting.
And, just for a bonus, it's Nedless.
A Nedless, I repeat. Nedless. So we're on a bus, and it says the new dudes made their way to the back of the bus, joining the passengers. And this is a back shot. Pretty cool BOTB shot of Mr. Burns and Smithers, I guess. And then you get a caption with Krabappel. It says, the floozy got run out of town at the last stop. Barney, the lush who doesn't remember where he's going. Maude, the missionary lady who is joining her husband to preach to the heathens in the city. And Clancy, Cowboy Clancy, Crocodile Clancy, the bounty hunter who says he's got business in the city.
Yeah, this is every issue sort of ended with a little sort of weird parody story featuring a B or C list character, and this one is Otto as a superhero called Buzzman that he's sort of created himself, I believe, and I think it's loosely based on Dusk Till Dawn. I don't know, that's what I thought from it. It just gives me that impression. If not, it's very specifically based on something. But yeah, they picked 4 characters here. The fact that they picked Maude over Ned is quite nice, to be honest. There's not really a reason for that unless it's specifically parodying something with a missionary lady in it.
Yes, so that would make some sense.
Yes.
Anyway, this it's a cool image, and the next thing it says, sometimes it helps to have a missionary on board. And you've got all the aforementioned characters, especially a very goofy-eyed looking Clancy, which is a brilliant Bongo.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that at all.
And there's a
That is
demon,
great.
and I think it is the same demon that comes on the plane wing in the parody of the William Shatner Twilight Zone parody. Anyway, the demon has come. He's dripping green goo from his face, and he's got claws. But Maude, with the double crucifix, that's not as cool as it sounds. She's just wearing 2 crucifixes.
Yes.
And she's wearing a very, unrevealing outfit in light blue and pink. And she's holding the crucifix at the demon, and it seems to be having the right effect, shall we say. And then we say, I kicked him out. Then I figured I'd better get back to driving the bus. And it looks like Otto ran to the back of the bus and kicked this goblin through the window with his foot, rendering him road bound.
Exactly. Can you see my screen?
No.
Oh, hang on. I'm sending you a picture of... Oh, that's interesting. Here's some trivia I've just learned right this second. I forgot about... within an episode of The Simpsons, Otto is writing a comic about himself called Buzzman. I think it's in the Otto episode early on. And so I'm just assuming this is that said comic. So it's interesting to think of Otto picking Maude within Springfield, choosing Maude himself to fill this list of characters. Because I wouldn't even think he would know who she was.
He'd have no reason for it, because he basically drives the school bus, and I don't think it has a lot to do with the church or with Neddy, does he?
No, so that's a strange one. I think they're supposed to be vampires. That's what I mean about Dusk Till Dawn. I've sort of missed some stuff out, but in that where the sort of vampires transform into like hideous sort of looking. But what I'm seeing here is Maude saving the day.
I'm seeing that too.
Very first Bongo appearance, she is protecting Burns, Smithers, Wiggum, Edna, and Barney. All characters within the show that would probably take centre stage.
It's very good that Bongo decided that they needed to bring her front and centre, and that she would save the day. But yeah, if it is a parody of something, then maybe that just makes sense. And only Helen was really the other option.
Yeah, and I'm guessing Maude is definitely more likable than Helen. A lot of people really dislike Helen Lovejoy in the real world and within Springfield. But I don't. I think she's just fine. Typical Maude fashion, she isn't in any more of this comic. She is. The journey continues. Nobody leaves, but you just physically don't see her again.
Maybe she just had to lie down after all that exorcism.
It seems as much. But yeah, it would have been cool if she had some kind of Kylo Ren style double crucifix. Yes.
And maybe a character, maybe a story arc, instead of just showing up to save the day, but that's too much to ask.
You obviously liked that are like double guitars. Sorry, go on.
You obviously liked that picture of Maude sternly thrusting a crucifix. Because remember, Ned tried it in the Halloween special and it did nothing to those witches, right?
Exactly.
So good.
This is the closest to a Maude Buffy correlation that we'll probably ever see until I change that. Probably.
Yes. Please make it so. The Buffy comic's still going, right? Did they reboot it, or is it still continuing on from where this TV show finished?
It's finished now, so it carried on. Like there was like a 4 or 5 year gap after the show ended, where nothing happened, and then Whedon and a few of the others started, like the TV show writers, made a season 8, and that lasted like 4 years because it was like 40 issues once a month. So it's that like two and a bit years, and then I think they did like up to season 11. The show ended at season 7 and they continued in the comics until like season 11. Then it stopped, but it's back again now. It was like a reboot, which is kind of good. Just a shame Whedon ruined everything.
Picture 4. We are in a church and everything's blue. And Tim, who's not blue, he's shouting, okay, new sermon topic. Today I'll be talking about finding the good in an otherwise diabolical TV channel. Yeah. Is this a Fox reference?
I think, again, I don't read these entire comics, you can tell from the blurb. I think there's like a new TV station, maybe Homer's probably, and the Gop Moms, as we're going to call them, and into it. This might not even be Maude, it's that badly drawn.
I did not see that was Maude, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. She's close enough. She's Maudie enough that it might just be.
I can't, considering the other, like, look at the Carl and look at the groundskeeper Willie in that image. Like, the Maude is about right with those two to be Maude, because if I was to hazard a guess, I would say that's Skinner and Brockman in front of Maude. And again, not the only ones you can 100% tell are Mole Man and Mel.
Yes. That Mel's pretty bad. The Moleman's the best, the closest to a decent
That could be
one.
Dr. Nick behind Maude.
Hello, everybody. That could even be Ned right next to her.
It could. He's got a mustache.
Looks
Looks like Officer with a mustache.
What about this guy
And
over
then
here?
Groundskeeper Willie.
It's like an African-American groundskeeper Willie.
That's just because they're all this sort of shade of navy, though. Like, there's no skin tones distinguishable.
Could well be that.
But yeah, I'm going to say that this is Maude just because why not? And
Just
if it
because
is,
why not?
if it is, then it's probably the shoddiest one to date.
It's
the
the
only
worst
thing that's
one
going
I've
to change
seen.
that is the next one.
But the thing is that this Maude is in church, getting all riled up and angry without the rest of the clan, if this is the case.
True. Well, Lovejoy and Skinner are there. We just don't have a Ned or Helen. Maybe they're already on the case.
I see.
I like that
Nice.
Carl's mad.
Carl's mildly annoyed. The guy behind him is raging.
Oh, yeah.
We don't know who that is, though. Number
That was a
5 or
short one.
whatever.
Bongo 3.
Bongo 3. Is this from Bongo 3?
It's our Bongo 3. It's our third Bongo today.
Exactly. Simpsons comic 34. Burnsy on board. Burns and Bar do some snow sports, if that's what they're called. And what we have here is Brockman in front of a hideously rendered Maude. Disco Stew. Is this Jacques, the bowling alley guy?
That's Lovejoy and Helen.
Good Lord. That was expletive incredible. I haven't seen anything so incredible since That's Incredible went off the air, says Brockman, as they have a reasonably rendered Mr. Burns being held aloft by a group of, they like to do this in Bongo where they shade out the rest of the characters, right?
Yeah.
Obviously saves a lot of time.
Ned's particularly distant. They're very
Staring
homery now. I'm surprised. I wonder if they do this a lot with the. Like that's what you do in comics is just put sort of like, I can't think what's the word for those non-letters, like symbols and stuff instead of swear words.
Oh yeah, do that. That's a classic.
But I wonder if it happens a lot in Bongo because they can. I wonder if it's a very sweary. I know there is a Doris Bongo that we've not still not come to in the Doris stuff. Where Lisa has to like work with her for a day and she's just consistently swearing and shouting.
Every single word is a swear word.
Yes. But again, this one is this is a loose Maude, like the last one, like this. Could easily not be Maude. I'm assuming that it is because of the context around her that Ned's there and the Lovejoys are there. But she's wearing like tracky bottoms. And like
She doesn't have a nose? My Maude's got no nose. How does she smell?
Terrible.
Disco Stew, looking like
Disco,
Doctor Who.
I like that Disco Stew a lot for some reason.
He's let himself go a bit, hasn't he?
Yeah, unless he's just layered up. Something's clearly happened to Lovejoy as well because his arm and leg are bandaged up.
That is the worst. That Helen Lovejoy might be the worst one I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's not good, is it? Groundskeeper Willie's there again, sort of like camouflaged into that crowd. Like two next to Ned.
Yeah, I see him. What about this kid?
Yeah, I was looking at him then. I can't look at it. He seems angry at Burns, so maybe he's related. But it also kind of looks like Maude saying that line because of where the speech bubble goes.
It does, but there's no way she'd say that.
No. It's
She's very excited though. She's not quite getting involved in the throwing up in the air.
No, for some reason the only person in that crowd stood close enough that isn't contributing. That's how we know it's Maude.
If we flick away from this for a second and go back to it, she'll be gone.
No, she's still there, but she's very shapeless here. Like she's just like a straight line and a big giant mouth that
She's
covers
like
her entire face.
A generic Sesame Street character.
Yes, large bird.
Mr. Longnose.
Bought and earnest. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. The Burns is really good. Is that Zoe?
Zoe. It's a bit like Zoe. I'm thinking more of this one. Abby.
What about Rosalia, the best one? Oh yeah, I see more of Zoe just because she's orange.
And this one.
None of them are the count stuff.
None of them are the count. Bongo 4. Don't get left behind, man. There's a comedy of biblical proportions in Simpsons comic coming in September, God willing. So this is a commercial, I guess, for the one that we already talked about. No,
Yeah.
maybe not.
Yeah,
Bible
this was in
event.
Bongo. In our first Bongo, we looked at this issue, I think. So this was an ad in the issue before that, and I thought it was a nice teaser because this is the first time we've seen Maude since she died. So they've put her in this promo image.
Nice.
To tease her return, I'm assuming. But the image itself is wildly small. Like she just looks like Rod Todd and then a third brother. What's happening?
I was trying to zoom in on that picture even more because it's a very kawaii Todd.
Yeah, it's very loose, isn't it? Like that Todd doesn't even have eyes or a nose or a mouth. They are very far away, so it'd be hard to put a lot of detail into a picture that small. But Todd's just literally stood directly under an elephant's ass. And Rod and Maude are just sort of waiting to be told what to do by Noah, who's letting the animals on. But it's undeniably Maude. That's why it's in here.
No, I think it's good. Look, this is good. This is okay.
It's all good.
It's all
it's
good.
Quite a good overall image. Like the scale and the scope of it is quite cool.
It's a very good drawing, actually. Yeah, and it says Matt Groening, but we know he's not. He's not drawing these pictures. But somebody who can do a good Simpsons, a half decent Simpsons, has drawn this one. Often in comics, they'll pay more for the cover artist. So often, especially in some of the Silver Age stuff, you would get or even now you get a top quality artist doing the cover and then a second tier doing the inside.
Yes. And what I will say about Bongo now is there's 230 issues of Bongo.
Yeah.
I thought there was like 110 or something like that because Maude's last appearance is like issue 108 or something. I'm not buying it that there's like 150 issues that she isn't in at all. So I will be going through them. And what I've noticed in the few that I've started at the end and I'm working backwards, the art's pretty good.
Okay.
It's either like the style that they're taking, it's going to lead to there's some very bad images. A few of them I've included a few of them, but then there's also some really like cool or like sort of interestingly designed things. So I think there's a lot to. They moved away from trying to make it just look like the TV show.
Okay. Yeah, some stylistic kind of like stuff. I remember we looked at some of those. What was the one? What was the parody of
the From Hell one?
An oldie worldy one as well. There was an oldie worldy one, and the Jabberwocky one. That was cool. And then the From Hell, that was pretty good. Yeah,
so they move into like even this one now that we're going to look at is a slightly different style to what you'd see on the show. It's more comic booky.
Yeah, it's well rendered. This is a Sims Comic 97 Feud, Glorious Feud. Ned has a fever dream, moves away, and Cletus and co move into the Flanders home. So we start off by Ned seems to be in heaven, but he's obviously losing his mind. He's got the wacky eyes, Pem and Skem eyes, and he's got the little dots all around his head. And he's listening and he's hears the words, Ned, could it be? Maude, you look so beautiful. So Ned, his dreams have been realized and he meets a very ducky side Maude, very cartoonish. And he says, Maude, you look beautiful.
She looks great though.
She does. She's the idealized Maude, and I think that's the point because we soon flip back to reality. And for some reason, Barney is dressed as Maude. I'm assuming he's dressed as Maude in reality because we're now seeing reality and not what Ned is seeing. Ned's out of it. He's spaced out. But a stubbly-legged Barney Maude is saying, you don't look so good. Maybe you should go outside and get some air. Meanwhile, we flick back to heaven where goofy-eyed Ned is talking to a doting Maude who looks more beautiful and radiant than ever, you might say. You're right, sweetie. I've been stuck in a rut since you passed on, but no more. The boys and I are going to get out and see this great, big, wonderful world.
Beautiful. I was just briefly looking to see what's going on in terms of Oh, there we go. Everybody's dressed for some reason as different people in town. And it's not really explained why, other than it seems like Hibbert's having a party because Apu, the comic starts with Apu, Manjula, and one of the octopuses coming in dressed as Homer, Marge, and Maggie, which is troublesome as it is. And then it zooms out to Hibbert is comic book guy. I think Marge is Luan, Homer is Uta, Sherry and Terry are Patty and Selma, and vice versa. Bart and Lisa are groundskeeper Willie and Agnes, and Lenny is Gil. And I was trying to work at Ned is just dressed as Mr. Rogers because he says he was everybody's neighbour. Which
So
is
some
so
kind of
that's
neighbour
why,
party.
yeah, so that's why Barney is dressed as Maude, which seems in bad taste because she is the only one that's dead. Everybody else is dressed as someone who is alive, and it is sort of, this was why Maude's ghost got so mad because Bart rocked up dressed as her.
Yes.
But yeah, so Ned's, I think, taken some kind of flu shot because they're at Hibbert's, who again dressed as comic book guy, so something like worst party ever.
Dishing out flu shots at a neighbourhood party, sure.
Something along those lines, and it has made Ned obviously see the image of Maude as Barney and just sort of hallucinate that it's actually Maude. But he says something quite sad, doesn't he? I think it's the most jovial way they can put it. But he says something like, where is it? I've been stuck in a rut since you passed on.
Yeah,
that's quite bad.
That is quite bad. How is this? This is before he married Krabappel, though, I'm guessing.
I'm going to say yes. I would place this around 2007-ish. The comics ran till, and I thought the comics ended in like 2010. The Bongo Simpsons went on till 2018.
Wow, 3 years ago.
There's adverts for like apps and stuff. It's very weird. But so I'm assuming there's a lot more Maude in there. This second Maude with where it says I've been stuck in a rut is slightly less good than the top one, but this is sort of the hit and miss style that I like. And Barney is dressed as both Marge and Maude at various times. And a giant baby. But yeah, the Barney Maude is particularly funny. Like, where did he find? Do you think they're her real clothes and he's just stretched them out? Or do you think he's gone and bought like a Maude cosplay from somewhere?
There is a Maude cosplay idea, but I think that he probably rifled through her belongings, and Ned kind of didn't want to say no.
I would say that's accurate. I wonder who's dressed as Ned. Maybe Mo.
Maybe Mo and Moleman.
Yes, they do sound similar.
I think it'd be fun to see all those pictures, and copyright be damned. Do you think you can put them up on the screen?
Certainly.
Good.
The Patty and Selma, Sherry and Terry one's pretty good. I like that Rod and Todd aren't getting involved either.
Rod and Todd are dressed only as themselves. As is Lenny dressed as someone?
Lenny's dressed as Gil.
Okay. And
they could have at least made Rod and Todd dress as each other.
I guess. They could have swapped t-shirts. But Marge's Luan is good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we see Ned planting a smackaroonie on the protruding duck lips of Barney, and who says, "Oh, you're welcome," as Ned says, "Thank you." In a potentially life-changing event, tall Rod says, "Daddy, why are you kissing that man?" And Todd says, "Yes, I would like them damn vegetables."
Yes, he does.
He says, "Is he our new mummy?"
So Barney sort of looks just confused. Obviously, he hasn't seen. I'm assuming he's heard what Ned's been saying. Like, I'm thinking what Ned's been saying in his fever dream, he's been saying out loud.
Yes.
So I don't think he's just walked over to Barney and said thank you and kissed him. But
Barney's not the sharpest tack, so maybe he didn't quite get what was going on.
No, and he's probably also drunk, so that would also help things along. Rod and Todd are just sort of on board. I would like to see a situation where Barney continued to dress as Maude and tried to be a mother to Rod and Todd.
There's a spin-off that no one wanted except for us.
That can be the final season of the spin-off sitcom after Maude's been killed.
Put it in the maybe pile.
Yes.
Final one of the day. We have a full pager from Treehouse of Horror 22, Ghost Bashers, which apparently is a No Country for Old Men parody. When you see a ghost, better beat it down. Who you're going to get? Ghost Bashers. And it is I think Lenny and a badly drawn Frink and Homer hitting the ghost of Maude with an electricity ray, and she's got stars coming off her, and she looks very distraught actually. And somehow Ned and the boys are there. Homer is saying, "Yeah, maybe you kids better go in the other room," as they continue to beat their mother's ghost in front of their eyes.
It's relatively sensitive of Homer to say that in the first place, to be honest. He didn't tell them to go in the other room when he murdered her. They were the first on the scene. This is nothing for them. But you pretty much see every dead character in this Treehouse of Horror Bongo. So it's sort of a bit irritating that she only gets this one panel. Like they sort of interact with a couple of the other ghosts. So Maude sort of got shafted here a little bit. But it is a fun image. It's a different kind of Maude that we're used to seeing. She's I don't think we've ever seen her look this pained.
No, it looks like she's whatever they've got in those magical sticks. It's doing a real number on modeling.
And in a fun, unintentional story arc twist, she is now the demon being banished. Whereas in the first Bongo today, she was banishing the demon.
Oh, how far she has fallen. Very good. Good work piecing those things together. Like this video, I'm watching a video of a dude who is doing an analysis of what happens when you play The Shining forward and backwards at the same time and play the Beatles' Abbey Road over the top of it.
Excellent.
It's called it Red Rum Road. It's 2 hours long, but it's a shortened version of the 17-hour version that he's done.
How do you make a 2-hour film back to back 17 hours?
Well, he's talking about it.
Oh, I see. For the other 15 hours.
Yeah, he's not showing the film. He's talking about bits of the films in depth. At one point, he films he folds the film in 4 and plays a different record over the top of it.
Me and the star of Novice Mod Opinions, Jess, once tried, the Wizard of Oz, the infamous Wizard of Oz.
Oh, yeah.
Pink Floyd thing. We decided to see if that would work if we put on the movie Anchorman, but muted the audio and played the audio from the movie Signs. It did not work.
But it was fun, though.
It was a fun 15 minutes.
A big reveal at the end, no doubt. Well, that's all of the, that's everything. I think we're severely running out of time to get back to the car so that we don't get left in Springfield bingo. But first, let's see this very, very serious looking old wrinkled man.
It seems like looks like he's Mole Man, but he's full sized and serious. And he stood in front of a very angry lunch lady. What was her name? Like Donker or something.
What's your name, little tall weaselly man?
John Volman.
John Volman.
No, Hank Volman.
Hank Volman, have you seen a little boy that's glowing green and has some lip gloss?
I don't believe that anybody is homosexual for me.
Oh, listen, hold on. Who's that with you? Didn't we just talk to you a few minutes ago when you were all getting all nervous, and now what, you're knocking back mugs of dark Joe?
Yes, I am thirsty now.
All right, listen, you still haven't seen him, have you?
I saw something, but then it turned out to just be Barney Gumble dressed as him. So I just kissed him and ran away. Well,
here it seems like we've encountered 4 or 5 different people at the same time. Yeah, who do we have here? Can you say your names one at a time, please?
I certainly can. My name is Coral Coralson.
And my name is Fact File.
And I am Merry from Lord of the Rings. And I'll just get other people to say these lines. And I am the groundsman, Bill the groundsman. And I'm John Volman again. Oh, someone's thrown a basketball at my crotch. And,
all right, let's head back to the car then. Clearly none of you have seen, but let me ask you first, have any of you seen Anna McCarb Todd's little glowing boy with the lip gloss?
No, yes. I mean, no.
All right, let's head back to the car. But while we're going there, I'll give you a choice of one of three. You can either you can either talk about Springfield Township a little bit more. You can tell us a little bit more about Balthazar and Eugen in their life in wherever they live, or you could tell us about Brassleg and the other children of what's his name?
Garrett Conrad.
Bona. Aye. Which one would you like to dig deeper into?
We'll avoid Balthazar. We'll go for the township one.
All right. So far we know that it's like Derry, the Stephen King town. It has an underlying darkness, ginger and eerie. And the branch woman, speak to my branches. Generic apple is called Map. Star Chuck's boast have an apple slice, like Futurama but less modern. We know that it is small and it has a farm on it, and Maude used to live there, but we don't know anything else. What else do we know about?
Both Tavern sort of like Maude's pub?
I believe so.
I would say it's got a population of about 450. It's a very small, very sheltered town. I imagine it's sort of set back from reality as well, in terms of it's in the middle of the woods, basically. And there isn't another town for a while. So it was Maude grew up there without the internet and all that stuff as well. So I imagine she was very sheltered when she left the township at whatever age we decided, like 17. I think she basically moved straight from here to Oklahoma.
And then the Oral Roberts University in
Tulsa, I believe.
It's in Oklahoma, maybe.
I think Tulsa's in Oklahoma, isn't it?
Oral Roberts University is in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Founded in 1963.
Maybe she went there because of the connection. Maybe she thought Oklahoma Simpson.
Graduation rate 45%.
She was in that percentage.
I don't know if she was. Didn't she quit?
Yeah, she did quit. She still graduated in her mind. I imagine it's sort of got its ghosts as well. Not even just in a flat out Twin Peaks way. More in a flat out Stephen King way. That there's sort of.
Does she have clowns living in the gutter and vampires in the pet graveyard?
There's an old woman at the end of the road who kidnaps clowns and breaks the legs and then buries them in a cemetery for pets. I think it's a very eerie place to live, but if you're one of the townspeople, you don't really see that. You're sort of a part of the eeriness, which is probably why Maude's retained that stoic nature. And like Futurama, but less modern, is a very cheap way to describe something, because that's just The Simpsons. I also think I vaguely remember saying it's similar to Coronation Street in the sense that everybody knows everybody and all of the sort of business is known by everybody. And I bet there'll be people in that town who sort of got married for like 2 years and then broke up and then it just never got addressed again, but they could still be friends and everybody just sort of forgot. And then like 3 or 4 people would die a year in a big event around Christmas time, but then they'd just be quickly forgotten about.
That sounds like an interesting but dangerous place to live.
It does. Let's hope we never go there.
So we're heading there real soon.
Spoilers.
If as long as Bag on the Head Man hasn't driven away by the time we get to the gasoline stand.
No.
Okay, so that was that. That's finished.
That's over.
How about you do if you got a Maude diary, a Maude Bongo diary, even maybe?
I do.
Then hit us one time.
Dear diary, it's me, Maudlin. Today I was going to the retirement home because I believe I do something there, like once every couple of weeks for the old people or something. I think that's been established. And the car was broke because Ned discovered that Rod's been stuffing bowls of garlic in the exhaust for absolutely no reason whatsoever. And when we asked Todd about it, he gave us the middle finger, even though he's only got 4. So he gave us the 2 middle fingers, and so he's grounded for life. This is all irrelevant anyway. I got the bus, basically, and Otto was on the bus and driving it. And other people on the bus included Chief Wiggum in a hat with a cheek scar, and that woman who works at the school, who's Bart's teacher, but I don't know her because I've never actually met her, apparently. And the big fat alcoholic from the bar is here, but he's dressed as me. It's very confusing. But anyway, we got to whatever destination I said I was going to a minute ago. And Otto said, would you mind if I wrote a comic about you? So I was like, yeah, go for it, fill your boot. So he did. And, well, I don't know, maybe he's going to do that. And then a few days later, Otto gave me that comic he did. It was called Buzzman. And I was barely in it, which was a bit of a cop-out. But the panels I did appear in, I was very happy with. I think he captured my face forwardness beautifully, and he gave me a heroic moment to shine where I saved everybody. So I gave him £1 the next time I saw him, or the next time I see him I'm going to give him £1. And
take him to Pound Town.
Exactly, I don't know who said that, but exactly. And also Rod started putting watermelons in the washing machine. And again, he just doesn't know. We asked him why, and he said, I don't know. And then he started to cry. Bye.
Oh, revelation after revelation. Maude,
As always.
Maude, her children have gone off the rails. One of them abusively so, the other one fruit-based mayhem. And the comic has now made its third appearance in different media, which is good.
Why, where else has it appeared?
In the Simpsons TV show and in the Bongo comic.
Yes.
And I'm now in Maude's diary.
Exactly.
And also this podcast.
Lots of places.
Shall we finish with the song?
Sure.
What is definitely our most rambling and abstract episode ever, which is good.
Yes. It was nice that we got to just walk up to a string of people and say hello and then leave.
Who needs plot? Oh, actually, we've just arrived at the car and it's still here. Oodly. I was worried that you would go and leave us. Oodly. You were only away a minute. What?
Wow.
All
Times
right.
we could record thousands of hours here.
Slam.
But let's go.
What's that? Don't
Did
look
anyone
back.
find beneath his lip gloss?
Oh, it's here on the floor.
Oh, there you go.
Thanks.
It's all right.
The new dudes made the way backwards. Smithers.
The missionary lady who is joining her husband to preach to the heathens in the city.
Sometimes it helps to have a missionary on board.
Smash.
Buzzman. I'm the buzzman.
The voles are not what they seem.
Okay. Diabolical TV channel. Find the good. Yeah. Oh, they're saying yeah. I thought they were all angry. So I missed the fact that they were agreeing with him.
What did you think it said?
I thought it said no, grr, or something.
Nope.
Because they're all angry. Why are they all angry?
They're angry about this channel. The voles are not what they seem.
Some shit about a TV station.
That was censored incredible.
I haven't seen anything so incredible since That's Incredible went off the air.
Comedy of biblical proportions.
How are you, Todd?
God willing.
Ned.
Could it be?
Maude.
You don't look so good. Maybe you should go outside and get some air.
You're right, sweetie. I've been stuck in a rut since you passed on.
Daddy, why are you kissing that man?
Is he our new mummy?
Yeah, maybe you kids better go in the other room.
The end.
The end.
Dragging the carcass over the finish line as we zoom towards Springfield Township. Hopefully we get there next week. It's taken us a while.
We'll get there when it's time. Maybe next week we'll look at some mod TV content as well.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, good Lord.
All right. Why, I am Dinner Lady Darush. One in Pem, one in Scam. Elizabeth Hoover. All right. See you. I love you.
Can you push the seat under my bottom?
Are you recording me? I told you not to do that. Are you recording me? I told you not to do that.
And my name is Fact File. I don't believe that anybody is homosexual for me.
But then it turned out to just be Barney Gumble dressed as him. So I just kissed him and ran away.
I need to run off. I've got a pub lunch booked at 1 o'clock.
And my name is Fact